As we are approaching the month before Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Chodesh Elul, it's really time for us to begin to focus on how we want to be a blessing in our lives and what gets in the way. And the opening verse of this week's Torah portion addresses just that. And even though it was said thousands of years ago, the rabbis understand it as eternal. It says, Ra'eh anochi noten lifnechem hayom et bracha ve'et haklala. See, today I place before you a blessing and a curse. So today, that word hayom is meant to be understood as not back then, but this is applying to today. Blessing and curse is before us. And then the Hebrew continues, Habracha asher tishma'u lemitzvot Adonai Elohechem. Now, it usually gets translated as a blessing if you listen to my mitzvot. But the word is actually asher, which doesn't mean if, it means that. So the blessing is that you listen. The blessing is that you listen. So that really, in this case, listening itself, deep listening to what is in front of us, to what is around us, is the mitzvah, And so much of the time, we don't listen. We don't listen because our heads are full of our agenda, of our thoughts, of things we have to do. We don't take this time to listen to who is in front of us, to what they are saying, to where they're coming from, whether that's in our intimate relationships, our family relationships, our community relationships, or in the wide world. And as a result of not truly hearing, not truly listening, we do not get the blessing. We are not blessed by God's presence, because where does God's presence come through? It comes through everything if we're able to listen. So it goes on and it says, Habracha asher tishma'u lemitzvot Adonai Elohechem. The blessing is that you listen. And then it says, B'haklala im lo tishma'u. Im lo, that the curse is if you don't listen. So different word, not asher, that you listen, but if you don't listen. So that what it's saying really is that if we are not going to listen, if we're going to move through the world just on our own pace, on our own agenda, on our own idea of who the people around us is, who we are, without really letting in what's happening in the moment, then we're going to experience curse. Where there is not going to be the connections that come from being able to be open and present to who is around us. So as we move into the month of Elul, the blessing is listening. It's not that we're blessed if we listen. Listening itself is the way that we experience blessing. And so I hope all of us can open our hearts, open our ears to be able to listen to each other in a new way. Shabbat Shalom.